understanding, applying, and integrating scaffolding interventions. Introduction to scaffolding. Scaffolding interventions are strategic, structured supports designed to make positive behaviors more rewarding, accessible, and sustainable. Unlike Supersede, which creates internalized, lasting change, scaffolding interventions introduce external motivators to encourage positive behaviors. Scaffolding does not eliminate negative behaviors. It tips the scale in favor of positive alternatives. The conceptual foundation of scaffolding. Scaffolding interventions serve three key functions. 1. Increasing the appeal of positive behaviors. Many youth do not perceive positive behaviors as beneficial in the short term. Scaffolding introduces immediate incentives that make these choices more attractive and rewarding. 2. Reducing barriers to participation. Some individuals want to engage in positive behaviors but face logistical, skill-based, or social obstacles. Scaffolding interventions modify environments, provide structured support, and offer external incentives to remove these obstacles. 3. Fluid adaptation to individual needs. Scaffolding is not rigid. It must adjust to the individual's growing skills and changing circumstances. The two core categories of scaffolding interventions. Reward interventions. Use external motivators to make positive behaviors immediately beneficial. Helps reinforce new behavioral patterns by creating a cycle of positive reinforcement. Development interventions. Modify the individual's environment or skill set to make positive behaviors easier, achievable, and sustainable. Equips individuals with the knowledge and ability to maintain behaviors independently. Reward interventions. Reward interventions use external motivators to make positive behaviors more attractive and gratifying. Structured reward systems, incentive programs, immediate versus cumulative. These interventions do not focus on deep-seated behavioral transformation, but instead reinforce behaviors that might not yet be intrinsically driven. Reward intervention in action. Jenny's story. Jenny, a 12-year-old girl, had been through multiple placements with chronic aggression and oppositional behavior. She was introduced to a reward-based scaffolding system where she could earn points for positive conflict resolution. How the system worked. 1 point for walking away from conflict, 3 points for using staff support instead of reacting aggressively, 5 points for resolving a conflict without staff intervention, 10 points for an entire week with no outbursts. Over time, Jenny became invested in the system. At first, she resisted, but after experiencing the rewards firsthand, she began actively working towards positive conflict resolution. Development interventions. Development interventions focus on equipping individuals with the knowledge and skills necessary to sustain positive behaviors. These interventions fill the gaps in emotional regulation, problem solving, and communication that may prevent success. Implementation strategies. Skill-based workshops, covering emotional regulation, conflict resolution, and personal responsibility. Progress monitoring and feedback. Tracking behavioral improvements and adjusting interventions accordingly. Real-world application, providing structured opportunities to practice and reinforce learned behaviors. Example. A residential program introduced a weekly social skills group where youth participated in role-playing exercise to practice conflict resolution. Staff then reinforced these skills during real-life interactions, helping the youth apply them in daily settings. Combining reward and development for maximum impact. Why both are needed. Rewards provide an initial motivation, but do not eliminate the need for negative behaviors. Development interventions give individuals the tools they need to sustain change long-term once a foundational drive is present. The systemic misinterpretation of scaffolding success. One of the biggest failures in intervention models is mistaking scaffolding success for long-term change. Many individuals thrive in structured reinforcement systems but regress the moment those systems are removed. Why? Because scaffolding does not eliminate the underlying drive for negative behaviors. It simply redirects behavior through external means. A youth attends school consistently in a structured incentive program. Once external rewards disappear, attendance drops back to pre-intervention levels because the behavior was never intrinsically motivated. Scaffolding is a bridge, not a destination. Why the industry fails over-reliance on stabilization and scaffolding. Too many programs focus only on stabilization, reacting to crises but not addressing root causes. Some programs implement scaffolding but stop there, failing to create intrinsic motivation. Very few reach supersede, which is why regression, relapse, and recidivism remain alarmingly high. The behavioral support industry is plagued with interventions that prioritize surface-level compliance over deep transformation. Moving forward, to ensure that scaffolding interventions lead to lasting success, they must be accompanied by the other two S's of success: stabilization, managing immediate risks and behaviors; scaffolding, structuring external supports to encourage positive behaviors; supersede, ensuring that positive behaviors become self-sustaining and identity-driven.